fantastic. Aliens, do they exist? And have they visited our planet? We will have the definitive answer.
A group of believers in the US says yes, and they claim Obama's government is involved in a shocking cover-up. We had a close encounter with them in the X-Files. They rule the universe in Star Trek.
We have come to visit you in peace.
But aliens are not science fiction in some circles. Many believers are on a mission to prove the truth really is out there.
The fact that we are not alone in the universe is one of the more important aspects of our time.
Former NASA astronaut Edgar Mitchell has stunned the world by claiming aliens do exist.
The universe that we live in is much more wondrous, exciting, complex, and far-reaching than we were ever able to know up to this point in time. And the fact we have wondered, were we alone in the universe forever? Only in our period do we really have evidence, no, we're not alone.
Mitchell spoke out at the 5th annual Conference, a gathering of UFO activists. The host of that conference was Stephen Basset from the Paradigm Research Group. He claims the US government knows more than it's telling, and he's urging President Obama to cough up the evidence.
Will you release these records? Will you release all documents?
But Obama is yet to deliver.
What I know is there's life here on Earth, and that we're not attending to life here on Earth.
It depends on what these aliens were like, and whether they were Democrats or Republicans.
I like those topiaries on the front lawn of the White House.
New. And Stephen Basset from the Paradigm Research Group joins us now. Stephen, good morning. Now, you established this group more than a decade ago. How convincing is the evidence that aliens do exist?
Overwhelming. The researchers have been working on this since the 40s. Hundreds and hundreds of dedicated citizens putting together the pieces, gathering documents from the government. They built a case very early that the explanation for that phenomenon, which broke out in the late 1940s, was extraterrestrial. However, our government, for national security reasons, classified it and actually embargoed the issue. Did not want it to be a public matter, particularly while the Cold War was underway, because of the great risks if things were to become, how would you say, overly destabilized. That changed when the Cold War ended in '91. And at that point, witnesses, members of the government, military agencies, what have you, started speaking out in various ways. Their numbers have grown over the last 18 years to include members of the services, intelligence agencies, generals, admirals, high-level politicians, and 2 astronauts, one Gordon Cooper, who for years tried to bring this issue out and convince the United Nations to get involved. And then over the last 10 years, Edgar Mitchell. Dr. Edgar Mitchell has kind of taken the lead here, and he's asking for this embargo to end.
What would be the motivation, Stephen, these days for the government to suppress this information? Why would they want to cover up?
I don't call it a cover-up. I call it a truth embargo, because a cover-up implies illegality, and I don't believe the decision to embargo this information in 1947 and beyond was illegal. There were clear reasons to do it. During the Cold War, they had obvious reasons. They just simply did not want to have to deal with both that and the public reality of extraterrestrials. Since the Cold War, it's been a matter of getting the right circumstances together. One of the key elements was the right president. I don't believe that Bill Clinton was someone that they were comfortable with, and I do not think they were comfortable with George Bush. There were other issues going on, of course. It's a huge maneuver. The disclosure event, the acknowledgement of the ET presence by the governments of the world, possibly starting with the United States, I think will be the most profound event in human history. It has enormous political implications for our nation and the world in general. So you want to get that right. And I believe the circumstances are now right. The window is open very wide, and there are a lot of indications on my side of the ocean here, where I'm paying pretty close attention, that this administration and the Democratic Party, I believe, made a decision that the next time they got in power, they would end this truth embargo. And I think it's on their plate, and we think there's a good chance it could happen before the end of May.
Wow. Well, let's hope that Obama is your guy. Stephen Basset, we have to leave it there, but Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
It's certainly going to have profound implications for Australia's immigration policy, isn't it? We have to change it yet again. Well, I mean, the aliens arriving on saucers, you know, queue jumping. I mean, there are people from planets all over the universe just
put them
dying
in
to
Christmas Island. I've told you that.
Straight ahead, Lindsay Lohan breaks her silence.